Liandre Gott Tejus.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
What's up, AAA family? What's good, everybody? Let me fix my camera, y'all. I had to go let the dogs in real quick. My fault. I got the dogs out here doing whatever they doing. Y'all give it up for yourselves. Appreciate y'all for popping in the chat. I'm running, not running late, just moving at the last minute, doing a lot of stuff at the last minute. Appreciate y'all for tapping in once again. Hey, it's Friday, kickoff eve. Look, going into week 2, no more Florida State talk. We passed Florida State week. We've been past Florida State week. We had to fight off the flu this week, so we can be ready for this weekend. What else, man? We had a lot of little adversity today. Y'all know today, live game simulation. We're gonna be trying to get it drunk up. I don't know what's going on with my system, but NCAA servers was not up earlier this morning when I was trying to log in. So we'll see what's up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome in. Thank y'all for showing up and turning up and showing some love today. We got all platforms live today. Just trying to do a test live on Facebook, both not gaming, but both content and personal page. Coach Smook and my personal page. Then we got YouTube over here on the Coach Smook channel. We live over there, 18 in the chat over there. And we got some Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Kick. All of us are live right now, tapping in. TikTok, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I already got 6 viewers in the chat, man. Tap that screen, man. Tap that screen, continue to show some love. My guy, Antonio, appreciate the love. Already dropping the gifts in the chat. Representing that AAA family with the AAA emojis. Appreciate you, my guy, Antonio. Shout out to Mary J in the back on the 1s and 2s, man. We got everybody in the chat. We'll see y'all pulling up. I see y'all starting at the top. Jason, what's good? Jason, good to see you. I almost called you Jaren. I just talked to my partner, Jaren. We call him JJ. His name, Jaren Johnson. And then I got a Jason Jackson, and I got a Jackson Johnson. Then I got a Jeffrey Johnson or Jeffrey. I can't remember Jeffrey last name, but yeah. Antoine, what's good to see you, brother? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. Essence, Urban Essence, my beautiful sister. Good to see you. Sully, what's good, man? 334 in the building. I see you. Repping all the way from the A. I see you. Shout out to the 16 in the chat. Continue running the likes up. I know we started on time this morning. It's kind of different, kind of weird to be starting on time here on the Coach Smook Network, but it's Friday and we got some plans brewing. Got some plans brewing that I think y'all will be happy to hear from. I don't know why I got this in. Hold on. That's why it sound weird. Okay. Now we got action. I can hear myself just perfect now. But yeah, hopefully we got some things brewing for this weekend's coverage and content of the Alabama versus ULM game. Hopefully we got some things transpiring that we can share with you all as far as coverage and content, man. Y'all know how we do, man. And as promised, all home games, man, we want to be able to get on campus and get some on campus with Coach Smook segments done. So y'all know this is a home game. Y'all know how we do on home games. We started it last season. I expect to see a lot more content creators and analysts and stuff out there now. After what our content did last week and our presence, people start to see, oh man, it is cool to get out there amongst the community and amongst the fans. Now you're going to see a lot more. I've seen some other, and I'm not going to call them lame. They just different. Bama content creators. And now they want to show up on game day. So I'll be making sure we see each other face to face. Cause I seen the group messages and all that. I just want to see if they got that same energy in person. Share their opinion in person. I mean, and some of that stuff is opinion, and I'm glad to have a conversation. Some of that stuff is tough guy talk, and I like tough guys. I hang around a lot of tough people, so I just want to make sure we all tough on the same type of toughness. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I ain't looking for no trouble. I just want to establish some boundaries, man. I got an opinion, you got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? We can do that, right? It's Friday, man. We're going to war tomorrow, man. We're going to war. ULM, they about to catch hell. They about to catch all these strays, man. Indirects and directs. We giving them all out, man. JJ, you said I'm the real JJ. What's up, other J? Good to see you in the chat, man. Alex said, what's up, Coach? Man, if you don't fix me. Okay, there it is. What up, Smook? Good morning. I'm about to say, I thought you was trying to be funny. You going to pop out to Athens for Georgia? Nobody has. Look, you know that's in the works, man. We got we actually we was gonna do the collab with Tailgate Party Committee, but they doing a lot of different things this season. And they actually don't have the ticket space like they did last year. So once they I think they've already put the link out for the game. What they're gonna do is they're gonna make sure everybody that's purchased through the AAA. Like I said, I don't want a discount this year. I just want us to be able to get tickets so that when we show up, we can have our section again and do that. They said that's no issue. They won't even try to double up on us with that. So that's going to be a little energy invite type thing. I want y'all to check it out too. We should be able to have that link by the end of today, if not tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna be pressing that link for the next 2 weeks. So if you're trying to go to Athens and you don't have tickets to the game, and you want to be there, you want to be a part of the festivities, I have an event for you that I will be, I plan on attending. I'll know by Thursday of next week if I'm going to be able to attend for sure or not. Because when is the game? The 27th, right? Alabama versus Georgia is September 27th, right? So yeah, I'll know for sure. I know for sure on the 22nd. Yeah, I know for sure on the 22nd. I think the tickets have to be purchased by the 24th, that Wednesday going in. So I know by the 22nd. I'll be promoting it though. You know, just because I ain't there don't mean you can't go here. Been sick all week, but I'm back on it, man. Hey, you know what? It might be something that the Florida State fans probably put out in the air, you know, trying to make sure that they could say. And we got a lot of stuff going on today, man, with the content. With the football team, I was able to have some good conversations with some guys yesterday. That not players on the team, but some people that's been around the program for a while, boosters, alumni members, whatever you want to call them, that actually like tied into the program. And y'all know I don't just talk to anybody that claim to be like, yay, Alabama, just because you paying that little membership for so many years or whatever, or you make your little $800 donation, whatever. I'm talking about people that like when Alabama's about to make some decisions about, you know, the next coaching hire or the next coaching firing or the next athletic director, you know, putting that name in the ballot to step up and be the new athletic director at Alabama. Like all of these things, these are the people I be talking to. And for as much panic as the fan base is in, man, the quote unquote boosters that jump in on these message boards and drop these little bombshells about, you know, what players are doing at their hotel the night before the game and all this other stuff. I'm glad to see that other analysts and people that, you know, cover the game, cover the college sports, and Alabama in particular, are calling these people out, because, you know, it's kind of sad that y'all get mad at insiders for not dropping bombshells and doing all this other stuff that could really derail the team. But then you go out there and you fabricate, you like findings and stuff. Like you talking about people showing up, Uber Eats showing up to the hotel, and all this other stuff, just girls showing up and partying till 3:00 in the morning, all this other stuff. Like it's crazy that people would even want to put that out. Like if we had one, you think that ever would have been put out? You think anybody be complaining about Ryan Williams carrying a teddy bear or painting his fingernails if we won? I mean, he painted his nails all last year when I was calling him the best wide receiver in the nation. You know, so that's why I like to come again. So tomorrow we got a new Fairweather fan report. Make sure y'all tap in. We done found some Fairweather fans within the community too, y'all. We done found a few. And it's not unnormal. It's not abnormal to find Fairweather fans amongst real fans. I mean, that's how you tell the difference between Fairweather fans and the real fans. You got Fairweather fans that think their dollar get on the right to talk trash about players, not critique them, not talk about things that can be fixed. They think because they donate, they could, you know, write the season off, or because they've been a Bama fan their whole life and they've invested in it and all this. The season's over because we lost to Florida State that went 2-10 last year. That makes you an expert because you donate a little money. Whoop-de-freaking do. I'm glad you've watched football for more than a year, because we all know that this past year, college football, if you paid any attention, Anybody could show up and lose any day, any week. And if you watch any Saturday, any given Saturday, just like that show on Netflix, I like the new series they got out there for the SEC. But I laugh because the same way that, you know, Georgia fans think they came out and played so dominant in their first game. They got Tennessee next week. After this game, I believe they got Tennessee coming up next week. And that's going to be a matchup, man. If y'all didn't pay attention to what Tennessee did last week in their opener with Joey, I don't think Georgia's front is athletic and is as deep as we're used to it being. So the 13th going to be real interesting in that Georgia, I think they go to Tennessee if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think they go to Tennessee. Yep, I think they go to Tennessee, chat. Let me see. Yep, Georgia at Tennessee. So that's gonna be an interesting one. I'll be watching that one close. King Family React, what's so funny, man? Oh, cause I'm laughing. I'm talking about y'all boosters, y'all Yay Alabama members that's doing all that crying on these social media sites talking about that Bama standard. Hey, don't put yourself in no fire you can't stand in, but don't do that. Coach Smook be keeping it real. I do, man. I don't complain. I'm not gonna sit there and make a 14-minute edit and talk about how Kalen DeBoer do his interviews, bro. Just so I can get clicks and people that don't understand the game and that's already clouded with their judgment and how this process is going can continue to crowd the internet and fill up comments and stuff and just let it all out with no direction or guidance, with no viewpoint from looking at it from the real works of it. Nobody wants to do that part. Nobody wants to do the good side of things. It's easy to go with the crowd and complain, right? Especially when you got a camera, you got a couple thousand followers, right? You've been around for a long time. Before people started really trying to do content and sharing their logical opinions across the airwaves, you've been doing it and been inciting a lot of riots because people laugh at you, right? They enjoy your comedic approach. They love the fact that when they quote you, the very people that watch football and rock with the fan base laugh about it, right? And then you got the other part that they get mad at people like me. They get mad at people like AJ. They get mad at people like some of the guys on the Bama Standard that's coming out and they calling out like football stuff. They're not talking about firing coaches. They're talking about football stuff. I got to commend them guys, boy. Them boys starting to step it up. Because it's too much football knowledge or football experience and relations to the program to be putting off just clown stuff all the time. Now you got some quality, and I rock with that when people can. Because we did it here with the Coach Smook network. We transitioned, man. We went from being so combative. Now I feel like we real strong with our approach, and people that collab with us, they bring the same fire and they bring the same quality of information to have their backings behind their thoughts and their process. So yeah, I rock with it. What's the number to call in? Roll Tide 1476. First of all, Roll Tide 1476. Welcome in. 1467. My father said 76. Welcome in. I don't know who you are, where you came from, but welcome in. It would be nice to know who you are. It would be nice to know if you subscribe to the channel too, man. Look, you ain't even got a wristband. He asking for the number. That's how we know you ain't been here for a while. So stick around, man. You'll see the phone line pop up when it pop up. But definitely welcome yourself in. Introduce yourself so everybody could welcome you in, man. We never seen your name around here before. What's up, Rutherford? Good to see you. Welcome into the chat. As a matter of fact, let me get the other screen set up so when we get into the show and we start breaking this game down before we open the phone lines, we already that far ahead. But once again, man, and shout out to my fellows over there at the Voice of College Football, man. They have a viewer that jumps in the chat. If I ever get over there to a live and catch him in a live, y'all, he is the person that 2016. Who I'm sneak dissing? I don't sneak diss. What? Hold up. Stop the music. Sneak diss. What? You know who you talking to, bro? Smook don't sneak this. Sneak? You sneak this? First of all, I don't be dissing nobody. I have my opinion, and I just state my opinion. But sneak, I don't do subliminals and nothing like that. If I got something to say about somebody and I got to put a name on it, I will. It's just what I was just talking about was just happening such a mass variety from a lot of different platforms that have a couple thousand followers that's been around a lot longer than some of your newer content creators that's actually putting out quality content. Anything they say, people are going to latch onto it because that's what's been around for the longest. Like Saban, like people that can't let Saban era go. They've been so used to Saban, and you could tell who really been fans through like the other tough eras because they hold on to the Saban era so good. Like, you know, there are a few coaches that didn't lose to Auburn. Saban lost to Auburn, what, 4 times, 5 times? How many times Saban lost to Auburn in his 17 years? At one point, we went. They went one. It was we went back to. They went back to back on us. Then and then the same. It don't matter. But that's. I don't sneak this, man. I don't think. I appreciate the 199. I don't know if you just did that to get your comment highlighted. But you got to do something better with the super chats. Appreciate you, man. I don't sneak this though. Wrong channel. You want me to tell you where to go to get some sneak dissing? I got a channel for you. Let's let me know. If you want me to tell you where to go, if you want to hear some sneak dissing, I got a channel for you. Get super chat. Tell me where to go for sneak dissing. Give me a super chat. Where do I go to get the sneak dissing? And I could reference you to a few channels. And I hope they got some creepers in here to screen record and share this. Cause it's Friday, man. It's Friday. I like being petty a little bit, and we just waste time a little bit to let everybody come in. It's Friday. We let everybody go and get settled in at work. We know half y'all ain't working anywhere. You feel some heat coming from that couch over there, buddy. What couch? Who are you? I never seen you. Where you been at? You super chatting in here. I feel like you coming in trying to start something. Roll Tide 1467 said how I feel about Ty. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about Ty once we get into this segment here in about 45 seconds, man. 45 seconds. But I just want to welcome everybody in on each platform. Appreciate TikTok for tapping in. Show Nick Saban Jr. I see y'all tapping that screen over there. All my people on the TikTok side, man. Instagram, I see y'all. Hold up. Let me make sure Instagram is active. Oh, it's saying it's ready. It wasn't live yet. Now we live on Instagram. Now we active. So now we live on all platforms. Let me make sure everything good on the Instagram. I mean on the YouTube side. Yup, 15 likes on the stream. Continue to run the likes up on the YouTube side. We got 15 likes on the stream. I just dissed the whole sector. Tighten up. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't sneak this. Tell him Urban Essence, he don't know. And appreciate Urban Essence coming through with it. She know. Give it up for Urban Essence, man. She Urban Essence, you've been watching me for what, 2 years now? 2.5 years, almost 3 years. I've been seeing your name in chat since I used to be on the Bama Standard. So I know I used to have to get told on screen, hey, bro. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if he trying to catch a stray or if he trying to become a target. Like, it's Friday. We don't give a on Fridays, bro. Like, for real. Like, be careful, dog. Be careful. I don't know what angle you coming from. Don't let me find out. You must follow Kangaroo Black or something. He sent you today? I asked. I ain't seen you around here before. We don't do enemy. I mean, we don't do snakes we can't see. We like to see all the snakes, all right? I ain't saying I don't like snakes. I just don't like snakes I can't see. You know what I'm saying? All right, I don't get it. I don't get it. You just came in and spent $4 to get put in timeout. Is that what you did? And if you calling me little man, you must be some type. Man, let's not go there, Smook. You trying to get somewhere. He just came in to donate just to go sit in timeout. So appreciate you for tapping in though. I don't even know where you came from. You got to be a KB supporter coming in. Ask like you didn't even say roll tide or nothing. You just came in. Oh, you sneak this, and I ain't sneak this and nobody. I was explaining. Urban, thank you for the $10 super chat. Make sure we add her to the dono ticker at the bottom, Mary J. And before we jump into it, y'all, today's topic is a conversation. We're just gonna break down Alabama versus ULM. Some of the personnel groupings we should say. Facts, just feed the troll. $20 super chat with Mary J. Look, she had to come and jump in on it. Appreciate you, Mary J. Look, and then see y'all trolls, y'all come in trying to be funny, man, and get y'all little super chats highlighted saying goofy stuff, and then I don't know what it does. I need more of y'all to show up and drop a little change because y'all get my community hype. Like the ones that's really AAA and that know what y'all be trying to do. They really be lighting y'all up because then they just on your little 199. They don't even want your little baby blue banner showing up on them on. Should we even put Easton on the donut supporter banner? I don't think so, man. The Bama ticket's looking good. Talking about to the game Saturday. Yeah, ULM. You're gonna find a lot of tickets. You're gonna find a lot of family members selling them too at the game. Telling you, Blunt, hey, Blunt, what you trying to do? You pulling up you trying to pull up the T-Town? Hey, without further ado, y'all, let's get into the show, man. I like kicking it with y'all, showing up and having small talk. But let's get into it. Let's break this game down for tomorrow and talk about what this squad should be able to accomplish tomorrow with this opportunity ahead of us, man. Opportunity to reset and get this team back on the right track. Somebody said back on the right track. If y'all ready to talk about it, somebody go ahead and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's do it. You're talking about Jalen Miro and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what...
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's get to it, man. Alabama getting ready for ULM this week, man. As y'all take a look at this old practice footage, I want y'all to see something about this practice footage, right? And I'm gonna bring the other footage up. It's downloading right now. Hopefully, we've been having a few connectivity issues since about 3 o'clock this morning. I told you I don't know what was going on. Well, it looked like we was having like the applause just coming and stuff. So, but just breaking it down, man. If y'all look at the practice, man, look at the energy in practice. Everything looks so smooth. Don't nobody look like they going through giving effort. All of this other stuff, like it's like they going through the motion. You know, not no feet firing, not no arms pumping hard. You don't see guys looking to ball in and tucking it with intent. All of these small things that matter. Look at Jeremy Bernard. He does. Look it in. He didn't tuck it with intent, but he's Cole, guys that you've been hearing about setting an example. Cole looking it into his hands, tucking it with intent. Isaiah Horton, newcomer, looking it in his hands, tucking it with intent. Derek Meadows, a young guy. Check it out. Watch it going in his hands, tucking it, right? You see everybody, all the guys that you know have something to prove. Even with a one-hand grab, he still looked into his hands. Still, and this is just going through the technique stuff, right? The mechanics. I look at the wide receiver room and I say, man, they kind of embody what type of effort and showing we got from them in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like you saw Ryan go through that drill. You saw who it was, 17, Latsier Brooks, who was a freshman. You know, he's still learning. This was at the beginning of fall camp, kind of just feeling his way through. He was still learning. You saw a lot of kind of half-pace type movement, no intentional, right? But look at the running back room. The room that we felt like got cheated out of their opportunity to showcase their quality and their production and what they can do for the team. Look at the running back room going through their drills, man. Very intentful, very intentional about what they doing. And I think this week the mentality doesn't start at the kickoff. I think it started Sunday at film study, Monday, you know, during your recovery, and Tuesday, that one only day where you had full pads and you had guys going extra hard. Jeremiah Beeman didn't get hurt, you know, in a non-contact situation. You know, you got guys, you know, hustling around, getting to different spots on the field, you know, trying to build the muscle memory and the I guess you could say the conditioning, the mental conditioning, the physical conditioning to be able to move around and hop around when it's time to get on that field and make plays, right? Or get in between plays. So I think right here, this week, the week to get on to get on the right track, you had to start in practice. It had to show up in practice first. That's why you're going to have some opportunities, like guys that have opportunities to take advantage of their opportunities, like Asaya Fager, Steve Bowler, London Simmons, guys that when they got in last week with their limited reps, you saw a different type of push. You saw a different type of energy, right? You saw a different type of effectiveness, especially in stopping the run. You go back and watch the game. Go look at 88. Go look at 90 when they're in the game. I wish we could have seen 25 a lot more. 23 get a lot of attention because it was such high expectations for him. We expect him to come back and deliver. But if you go look back at the tape, 88, 90, 11 wasn't impactful, but his motor was there. Like, you just got to have effort this game. Thank y'all for the 32 in the chat on YouTube. Continue to hit that thumbs up button. We had 20 likes. We need 5 more to hit our like goal for the stream, man. Big Lou, what's good, man? Hey, this one of my gaming brothers. Y'all give my brother, hey, he up there in Wisconsin. Nah, Big Lou, you in Milwaukee, right? Where Milwaukee at, chat? Don't let me lie. Where Milwaukee at? Is Milwaukee? No, it ain't his own state. Let me stop. Milwaukee is in Minnesota, right? Anyway, my boy checking in. Big Lou. That boy be on that war zone, man. We used to put some clips together when we used to run it. Back on the right track. Let's play the game. Roll Tide. Facts, Rutherford. I'm ready for that, man. I'm ready for all that. I'm ready for that. The other day, it's in Wisconsin. Facts. I knew my map. But yeah, so I think we talked about this earlier in the week. Getting this team to play with some effort, and I'm talking about just okay, I got my assignment. Let me do my job to the best of my ability, right? And Jeremy Bernard said something in his interview, and I think it's something so realistic when you think about it. A coach can't convince me, right? A coach shouldn't have to convince me that somebody on the other team is trying to keep me from getting to my ultimate goal. And I have to do my ultimate best, my very best to make sure he doesn't keep me from getting there. Like, that's what football comes down to in a very small piece of it. Like, a small piece of football comes down to, and it's a team sport, but everybody has to do their part in order for the team to be successful. So if my part on this at this particular point is to get out and block the guy that's over me, or if my part is to crack back somebody because the run is coming my way and I need to let the big guys come out and create this point block, and I need to be the peel back or the secondary, right, with the crack. That means I need to do my job to my best of my ability. So when they look at the film, they don't have to worry about, is the crack back happening, or is this guy running his guy full speed. I tell you this. I know everybody mad at AJ McCarron for getting on Ryan Williams for getting jammed up, but don't be complaining and have your head down on the sideline. Jalen Hell, you're one of the guys that everybody's expecting to come back and have the most fire, regardless of your reps, man. You fighting through the injuries that you've had to fight through. That should not be a reason why your limited reps. You Cole Adams, you guys are guys. Even if y'all get limited to reps, your 6 reps, 8 reps, however many reps you get in the game when everybody's healthy, it should be some of the cleanest plays, because one, your veteran experience, you're not a lower skill level guy, and you can be at any other school, routing up any other D1 prospect or you know, you get what I'm saying, any other first stringer in practice every day. Because you're having to go up against that challenge every day in practice anyways at Alabama. So now when you go against other teams, it should be that much easier for you. It should be that much easier for it. No questions asked. So I look at it and I'm saying, like, okay, boom. Let's get it, Jalen. This week, if you want to get better, if this team wants to get better, I guarantee you, they talking about accountability and there's some harsh stuff being said in that locker room. If Kalen DeBoer allows guys to have, if there's what? I don't get it. Terry Thomas 2 times. I don't get what you're saying. I need you to check your grammar and what you're typing. Slow down. I promise you the show is gonna be live for another hour. You ain't gotta type that fast. I don't know what he's saying. But check him out, the Twitter. But yeah, so I look at it and I say, because I try to acknowledge comments in the chat, y'all, from all platforms. I try to make sure I'm being aware so people don't feel like they just talking to themselves. But let's talk football. Nick Saban, what you talking about? We talking football. Anyways, what I was saying. So when it comes down to it, guys like Jalen Hill, Cole Adams, we didn't see Danny Lewis get a lot of reps, right? But you saw Caleb Edwards, you saw Marshall Pritchett, Brody Dalton. I want to see him get a lot more reps. After last week, man, nobody showed me that they were a starter, right? Maybe Parker Brailsford, Cam Dewberry, Geno Vandermark. I know Jalen Roberts is healthy, but I like the interior of our offensive line. I like what Geno did throughout the whole game last week. Very few weak spots, or very few spots where I felt like he wasn't comfortable. Parker Brailsford seems like he be the most comfortable. Doesn't win all his matchups, but his leverage and his understanding of what he has to do to win unfavorable matches, right? Matchups. He does a good job, especially if you all go look at the how many sacks did Ty take? I think he took 3 sacks in the game. He was pressured 7 times, took 3 sacks, I believe it. Somebody could fact check me. If you step up in the pocket and take some of them lanes that the offensive line is forcing to create or is being forced to create for you in some of those pass pros, you see a lot more productivity from the offense. I think Ty Simpson has the athleticism that we keep giving him credit for. I think that has to be more towards the forefront of his mind as far as utilizing skill sets, right? A dual threat quarterback, right? That's not respected for using his legs is not a dual threat quarterback in my eyes, right? Florida State at no point felt like Ty Simpson would hurt them with his legs. I need ULM to understand that Ty Simpson will hurt him with his legs. I need everybody that watches Alabama's offense going forward needs to understand that while this offensive line, the best 5 is getting figured out and getting put out there together, my quarterback can help whatever best 5 or whatever 5 I have out there because his legs can be a threat. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he talking about AJ McCarron man to man while on your podcast. Oh shoot, that's something. Sometimes that's the only way you can reach him. You know, and I keep telling y'all, if you're going to be criticizing these players on social media, criticize the player and their craft and what they're doing. Don't criticize their personality and what they choose to do with their personal life. Like that I promise you, a lot of that, unless it's like drug related and keeps them out of it, puts them in trouble in a negative light on the outside. Like I don't see Ryan Williams going out here getting speeding tickets and riding around with drugs in his car or getting pulled in for sexual harassment lawsuits and all this other stuff. I don't see that happening to him. You're talking about people blaming a loss on him having a teddy bear, walking around with a teddy bear. You don't know what the function is for. You talking about blaming the loss on him coloring his fingernails, like painting his fingernails? That's the reason why he lost? Bro, Dennis Rodman used to paint his hair and had piercings in everywhere on his face. Paint his fingernails every different color. And played on a NBA championship team. Won championships. Right? Had a long career. A lot of success in life. It wasn't what he showed up wearing in. You know, what he showed up to the game wearing. It wasn't never that. I promise you. Why he didn't go off on Ryan on the sideline, the man-to-man, face-to-face instead of waiting till his podcast to say something. So I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of times media members and guests, special guests on the sideline, if AJ was there as a media guest or presence, whatever, reporting for, you know, whatever network, then
then he can't interact on that level. And it wouldn't be smart to do that, especially in the game where the young man got hurt, right? Where the young man got hurt, and he didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't say nothing wrong about him getting jammed up, his lack of effort. That was stuff, like that stuff everybody seen. If y'all stop, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna stop the music real quick. I gotta go back on the time machine real quick. If Bama Nation would stop trying to pick and choose what the Bama standard, who and what the Bama standard applies to, right? Stop picking and choosing who and what the Bama standard applies to, because last year, y'all beat up Jalen for winning games the way he was winning games, but the Bama standard is winning by any means necessary, right? Right? Trusting the process and sticking to your true, authentic self, sticking to who you are, and trusting the process, believing in yourself, and winning the game however you need to win it. That's part of the Bama standard, right? And doing it with pride. Did y'all once consider that maybe a little bit more pride Todd takes off running that ball and puts it on himself because he understands the Bama standard? He don't even, if we're not going to convert this, I'm not going to put it in the hands of anybody else when I have an opportunity to make an impact. And he had the best opportunity to impact the game at that point. Do you think Ryan Williams doesn't deserve some type of criticism when it comes to his gameplay when he's dropped 3 passes after being the most targeted receiver in the game? Think about this. He was targeted the most and he had the most drops. Jeremy Bernard had the most reception and he wasn't targeted as much as Ryan Williams. Right? So Josh Quavers, same thing. Nobody's beating these players up. Everybody's talking about the offensive line and all of this, and they're not going off of facts. I just watched Kangaroo Black do a video, right? Because I still watch his stuff. I just watched his video talking about the offensive line had problems most of the game. No, they didn't, man. Go watch that film again. I see other analysts breaking this down and talk about the type of pocket that dual threat quarterback should be able to navigate. Show me a perfect pocket in the P4 conference matchups in any game. Miami, Notre Dame, Clemson, LSU, South Carolina, Virginia Tech. All of these P4 conference out of conference games, non-conference games, right? Show me a clean pocket for a quarterback anywhere. Cleaner than ties, right? Yes, he got pressured 7 times, but that's off of 47 dropbacks. Right? For an offensive line to be asked to protect the quarterback for drop back and sit on their heels or get in their kick slide 40 plus times in a game is a lot, especially when they built to really handle the run game. Like, this offensive line is a run low carrying type of offensive line. So that's why I believe right now effort is going to be a huge thing, because if you're able to show effort early in the game, be effective in the run game, show some effort offensive line, show some effort tight ends in the run blocking game. All my wide receivers need to block, not just Jeremy Bernard and Rico Scott. All my wide receivers need to block. I just Cole Adams. All of them, when y'all in the game, y'all need to block. And watch how much more effective the run game is. I like it. Manny McLeod says, Manny McClellan on TikTok says, Ty ain't no dual threat, man. You a lie. You better watch. You better watch him. He'll get out and convert some yards on you with his legs. Yeah, that man wore a wedding dress. Smook, I love your channel, and I F with you. And I'm a big Alabama fan. Hell, I live 10, 15 minutes from the stadium, but I'm telling you, we are toast, dog. The board ain't built for the job in particular. I totally disagree with you. And for thoughts and sayings like that, I think you Fairweather. They told us Coach Saban wasn't built for the SEC after he just won in LSU, and they called him a quitter. People didn't want Coach Saban because he left LSU to go to take Miami job. People didn't want Saban. You had some people that didn't want Coach Saban. Imagine if the athletic director at that time listened to Fairweather fans. who make a lot of statements and stuff based off of their emotions. Not thinking logically, not thinking, hey, we still got parts of this program that still need to really buy fully into what Coach Kalen DeBoer is doing. This man has won everywhere. Y'all keep talking about the Pac-12 ain't gonna win in the SEC and all this other stuff. This man literally just went 5-3 in the SEC. There were other teams in the SEC that did not win 5 conference games. There were other teams in the SEC that did not hold down home field advantage, take care of home field in the conference. He goes and he loses two out of his 3 games by less than 1 possession. A total of 7 points in 2 games. A total of 9 points between 2 games. And in the Oklahoma game, that's the one-off. You get one of those in your first year. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all keep on talking about firing him and letting him go, and he ain't it. I want to see that same energy. Cam TV, I know you've been around, and I know you rock with my content, but I'm going to call you out on that one. I had to start that one. Make sure we keep screenshot this for me. That's real Fairweather. After one game in the new season, see, you can look at last season and look at that as a building block. No effort, man. Last year we had way more problems than no effort. Last year we had people running the wrong plays. Last year we had defensive players not knowing, like not getting play calls. This year you're getting play calls, and once again you're not making tackles. This year you got a play call, but now you're dropping passes. This year you're getting the play calls, you understand the offense, and now you're underthrowing receivers. How's that on Coach DeBoer? How's that on Coach DeBoer? How's that on Coach DeBoer when Ryan Williams, the one time that you don't throw it to him or try to feed him, you try to feed Jeremy Bernard, and Ryan Williams is literally open, literally coming across your face. You got plenty of time. Ain't nobody at your feet or nothing. You climb in the pocket. Why are you trying to force it to Jeremy Bernard? About to get him lit up in between two people in coverage. And Ryan Williams is literally coming across on a nice, mean crosser underneath. I'm just asking the question. Logical stuff. Another content. College football staged up Bama's downfall just following a script. It's obvious. Why else are players going half speed? We got the conspiracy theory popping up now. Alabama lost on purpose. You know what? If Alabama lost on purpose just to follow some media stuff, some media conspiracies, college football is in trouble. The whole program as a whole is in trouble. If we got time to put up a nice effort and game plan to follow the conspiracy theories, that falls under Fairweather fandom too. Conspiracy theories, I'm a strong believer in that. This ain't the NFL. Firing the coach as if recruits won't leave is crazy. That's the crazy part. Like, you don't think people came to Alabama to play for Kalen DeBoer? The same way people left Alabama because they couldn't play for Nick Saban. The same people that ended up coming to Alabama because they didn't want to play for Saban. They didn't want to play in that old school style of playing where I got to go in and I got to compete against a guy that's been there for 4 years and ain't did crap. Now I got to come in and prove because I ain't been there long as him that I deserve to get an opportunity on the field to help my team win. That's a horrible process of thinking to carry into a locker room now. That's why I think Coach Kalen DeBoer is getting so much flack and gets some type of resistance because the young guys got so many reps during the fall. Because now we know when you get replaced on the field, it ain't our doing. You've been here for 4 years. This guy's going into his second year, 18 months. Not even a full 18 months, 14 months for some of these guys. Right? And they're picking it up better. All right. You ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no excuse. So yeah, I don't know what the conspiracy theories are. Yeah. Yeah, Alex, I think you should. I think you should. We will see this week. It is not built for the job. Then why are Washington transfers the one playing they? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. All the Jeremy Bernard is successful right now. He's having success. Parker Brusford having success. Hell, Keon Sabb transferred from Michigan. He having success. Who else? Damani Jackson having success. The true freshman Xavier Brown is having success. Seem like everybody without a Saban attachment is having success with this transition. Everybody without a direct Saban attachment is having success. Ryan Williams, a direct Saban attachment, and I'm just speaking on the opposite side of all this stuff that y'all keep trying to brush over and act like Saban was so perfect about, and keep discrediting. Man, Kalen DeBoer has to go up against the fact that he's fallen the greatest college football coach of all time, arguably one of the best coaches in any sport. And this is the same coach. This is the same great coach of all time that lost six. Listen here, chat. He lost 6 of his first 24 games. Actually, he lost 7 of his first 24 games at the University of Alabama. Kalen DeBoer may have 5 losses in his first 15 games at Alabama, first 15 games. But this is week 1 against Florida State, another Power 4 conference opponent that rebuilt. They were just in the ACC championship 2 years ago, right? It ain't like they went out and just got a whole bunch of scrubs. They got a lot of names that they had to figure out something to put together, and they was able to put something together at home in favorable conditions with athletes and experienced staff, with guys that had a chip on their shoulder. Now Alabama ain't got nothing but green grass in front of them. It's up to them to step on it and enjoy it. What happened a year after what? What happened a year after Saban went 6-6 and had to get a winning record by winning the bowl game? What happened that year? They went, didn't they go 10-1 and lose the SEC championship? That's what I remember. I remember us losing to Florida in the SEC championship that next season. I remember that. So you saying Alabama can't go the rest of the season and win out? You think that this team can't get better after what they did last year with Jalen Monroe and the amount of stumbles we saw early in the season, what they fought through, what they had to sustain because of the skill sets that you don't think this staff can develop this team just as good as they developed last year's? I'm just saying. All this, listen, winning football can be coached anywhere. It's about the players buying into the winning process. Coach Saban never changed any style of I don't think, and maybe I might be wrong, but his style of coaching and what his process is, believing in the process, all of that started and was built on from ground level when he got his first head coaching job at Toledo. Go look at his record at Toledo. Go look at what followed up at Michigan State. Go look at what followed up. I mean, all these college stops. Go look at how it progressively got better. Kalen DeBoer was able to win year 2 everywhere. Everywhere. It didn't take him 3-4 seasons to turn stuff around. And then now he's doing it with the portal NIL against him. Y'all gotta, I'm just saying. I have more reason to believe than doubt. So for all of you guys that keep complaining, talking about it's over, all this, file him, he can't, that Pac-12 stuff. I seen it go to the national championship. I ain't seen Coach Saban in the national championship since Kalen DeBoer win. As a matter of fact, the last time I seen Coach Saban make an attempt to get to the national championship, Kalen DeBoer was playing in the national championship that Coach Saban should have been coaching in. If he was so much of a better coach, I'm just saying. Michigan beat Washington the same way Michigan beat Alabama that year. I'm just saying. And truth be told, Washington's offense gave Michigan's defense more fits than Alabama's offense gave Washington. Undermanned defense put up more of a fight against Michigan in the first half than Alabama's defense did. And we know McCarthy and that offense was garbage. Facts. Tell him again, man. Tell him again. So this Saturday we get into the breakdown. Y'all done made me go on a tangent, man. Y'all, ooh, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. He said he my boy. You ain't my boy talking like that. He said we not beating LSU. Yeah, you Fairweather. Somebody sound alarm. Get it. He. Somebody get him, y'all. Somebody get him. As a matter of fact, we got to take a segment break, chat. We got to do this right now. We cannot go on without acknowledging this right now. This just in, chat. I got to get to it. Hold on. Where is it? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching from, whatever time it is. Welcome to the Coach Smook Network and this Fairweather Fan Report. This just in, hot off the press, actually happening as we speak right now in the chat. Cam TV, I guess he claims to be some Alabama fan or somewhat of an Alabama fan. I don't know. Maybe he's just aspiring to be an Alabama fan. Maybe he is a true bandwagon fan and he doesn't understand what real fandom is. But when you come into Alabama chat and this week one and you're going to a week against ULM and you have no hope and you just give up on your team because one bad game tells you what this season is going to be, right? One bad game, right, makes your season. This is what Fairweather fandom is, and I want to just bring these items before you, the people that I serve so proudly and so generously with such pride, and I love to represent my Bama fandom. I like to put it, I wear it on my heart, I wear it on my sleeves, as some like to say, and I'm passionate about it. So when I see things like this, people say roll tide 1 week, they come into the season, we're going 11-1, we might go 12-0, this, that, and the third, and then one bad game changes their mind, right? That 11-1 prediction, that one loss that we just got, there's no way we just win out the rest of the week, the rest of the season, right? There's no way we just all of a sudden just wake up and become the team that we're supposed to be, that you thought we were going to be. Now you got things like this. Smook, I understand where you're coming from, but nah, boy, you right. It's two different people, two different eras, and there's multiple ways to skin a cat, son. So stop crying. But then when you say stuff like this, Parker can't block, and he's literally the best offensive lineman we've had for the past 2 seasons. Stop playing. Came into this season with high draft grades, played a strong season last year with all the transitions, was the leader of the offensive line last year, was the leader of the offensive line at Washington. Your highest graded offensive lineman on the roster could have came out last year and went first round. Like, what are you talking about? Stop it. And then he said, what happened the year after Coach Saban went 7-6? He went 11-1 and lost the SEC championship. As a matter of fact, 2008, I think he went 10-2 because 2009 we lost to South Carolina and Auburn, if I'm not mistaken. No, is it 2008? 2008 or 2009? Y'all correct me. 2008, 2009. But we lost to South Carolina 1 year. We wasn't supposed to lose to them. Florida. The year Florida was 2008. We lost to them in the SEC championship. I remember that year. What else? Do you think Saban would have lost to them? Saban lost to ULM his first year. I don't care what you say, what type of talent you had on that roster. You're Alabama, that's ULM. Saban lost to ULM his first year. Saban lost to ULM his first year, and then he beat LSU that same year. He beat Tennessee that same year. So you can't tell me that the same team that showed up in week 2 that lost to ULM in week 2 under Saban was the same team that showed up and beat Tennessee and LSU that same year. Stop crying. Fairweather 7-6. Yes, that's what Coach Saban went. He went 7-6, and the only reason he got his 7th win was because of the bowl game. Do your research. Fairweather fans, you see what I'm saying. Everything that you're saying is just emotional based. You're not talking with no facts. You're not recollecting. It makes me wonder how long you've been an actual Bama fan. Like, are you a Google Bama fan? Now you get to go back and you just kind of research. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm attacking the Fairweather fans right now. If you share any of these thoughts, you're a Fairweather fan. Let me continue to go. I'm on a roll right now. The year after that, okay, what he was talking about. Oh, this is where it starts. This is where your Fairweather fandom surely shows. We're not beating LSU, Georgia, South Carolina, or Auburn. So every game, Cam TV, I want you to come in after each one of these games. regardless of the result, because I'll be here. I'm not Fairweather. I show up, win, lose, or draw, and I'm gonna support my team. I'm gonna talk about the things we need to fix. I'm not gonna criticize a player for what clothes they wore to the game or what music they was listening to before the game, and I'm not gonna criticize a coach for not cussing the player out or disrespecting them or demeaning them and making them feel less of a human being outside of all the other pressures that they deal with as an Alabama football player. I'm not gonna criticize the coach for adding to that, and they're supposed to be their piece. They're supposed to be the ones that give them access to their sanctuary, which is the actual game of football, and encourage them to be out there, hold them accountable at a certain level. And there's a certain level of communication and a level of effectiveness that you can reach without cussing them, doing it the old school way and chewing somebody's ass all the time, as Coach Saban would like to say. So for everybody that's stuck in that type of mindset and thinking your Fairweatherism is really like out there, like you out there, you in the wind right now. You more flappy than Ty Simpson underthrown ball to Jeremy Bernard. You just flappy right now. So that's our quick Fairweather fan report update, y'all. Hopefully you all don't find yourself in the Fairweather boat with our guy Cam and Chief 18. Hopefully you see this. If you see this, Chief 18, just remember, you are no longer the president of the Fairweather Fan Club. We have 2 new nominations. We have our ambassador that we've already nominated and selected. That's none other than Matthew Waitley over there on Twitter. And then we have a couple nominations for the president of the Fairweather Fan Club. I just hope y'all make your decision right when we vote, AAA family, on the Fairweather fan president. This weekend, we'll actually do it tomorrow. We'll bring up the evidence and everything. We'll do a whole voting. But thank you all for tuning into this Fairweather fan report, and we'll be right back with you after these messages. Thank you. Don't be a Fairweather fan. Yeah. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, all these people in the chat that's popping up, man. It's funny because I'm looking at it now, man, and I'm seeing some of these names, and I knew, Mary J said it, and I think my mod's feeling it too on all the other platforms. They trying to see why I'm responding the way I'm responding, because I ain't been like this in a minute. But check these names, y'all. These are a lot of those ones, right? Let them stick around. They've been hanging around. They think because Bama lost to FSU and a lot of stuff that I predicted for this team, right? Not that I prophesied, I predicted this stuff. I made an assessment of what I was evaluating, just like everybody else. And I made these assessments. Now they feel like they caught me in some type of wrong. There's 1,000 other Bama channels that predict Alabama to whoop Florida State. Why Coach Smook picking Alabama to beat Florida State and being wrong is so important to y'all. I tell you why, because they know where they can come and get the real. They know where they can come get the real. They don't got to do all that other stuff. I don't chase clicks. I don't care about y'all feelings when it comes to evaluating the game. I look at the facts. I look at the statistics. I look at football for the game of football and what it is. Shout out to all the likes and the interactions on Facebook. Deron Jones, Kevin Lister, my brother Cuff, Rico, Christian Ballard. Appreciate y'all for tapping in on Facebook and supporting. And then R95 watching between all platforms. We got 50 on YouTube. We got 42 on Twitter. We got 2 on Facebook. We got 1 on Twitch. I mean, we got on Kick. We got a few on Kick, too. We got a few on Instagram right now, too. Continue running likes up, man. We got 32 likes on the stream. Appreciate y'all for the 32 likes already on the stream. We already... Excuse me, y'all. Y'all know I'm just getting over that cold. I mean, that flu. So we already halfway to our 50 like is our super bonus. So I appreciate y'all. Do I need a Bama hater club? Purple Orca, did I not? You got put in time out yesterday, didn't you? You got put in time out yesterday, didn't you? Don't come in here action. Smook, I work out there. I'll be there for the game. I don't care, Cam. That don't mean... You know what? It's crazy. Hey, Alex, we didn't lose to Virginia Tech in 09. We didn't lose to Virginia Tech in 09. I don't remember that one. We didn't lose to Virginia Tech in 09. That's what had everybody hyped thinking that we was going to win the Natty. We went and blew out. We beat Virginia Tech that year. I think you're wrong on that one. You never been in timeout? Yes, you was. I'll be in Columbia watching Bama put BTA to the game clocks. Oh, Akeem, that's gonna be a good one, brother. That's gonna be a good one. That's what I'm saying. We didn't lose to Virginia Tech in 09. That's when we went undefeated. 2010, Cam he dismantled our dreams. 2008 though, we lost to South Carolina and Florida, right? South Carolina and Florida. Yeah, I remember that opening game. 2009. I was in college. Anyways, chat. Back to the show. Let's do our ULM breakdown real quick. It's not really much to break down than much more than what we saw. Oh yeah, we need to. I'm glad. Listen, wait. This is the problem with our fan base. A lot of fans who don't understand the game of football or appreciate the game of football have been Sabanized to the point, the very thing they used to tell y'all, don't overlook opponents. You guys used to show up and expect like whatever. It's okay to expect that, but appreciate the work that goes into it. Appreciate the process, right? And it was times when Coach Saban started coaching in 2007, 2008, 2009. People didn't really stop watching games until 2012. Right? People really didn't start expecting that. Like that's like, I didn't even get that. I never got to that point. I always treated every Bama game. I was always hyped for every kickoff. And I think that feeling, a lot of these kids had that feeling growing up as Bama fans, watching Bama football. If you look at a lot of players on this roster, their youngest years, their years of coming to know football, 2008 to 2019 to 2021. You got to think a lot of them kids were being born or coming of age to learn football. So they listen to their mama that, Bama this, Bama that. They listen to all their friends. They watching it on ESPN. They playing it on video games, whatever. And Bama's just that dominant. They don't know what the process, right? They don't understand the mentality because what they've been conditioned and been taught around them. It's y'all fault. Y'all talk about how soft these boys is. It's y'all fault because some of y'all Fairweather fans wasn't even repping Bama until Facebook came out with the groups and stuff. And now y'all can get in and see, oh, this is how I could. And so, like a lot of these them Gump Twitter folks, you built your following off of being a fake fan. That's why when people, I got a lot of partners that's from Columbus, Georgia, right? And folks from Columbus, Georgia, you can't live in Phoenix City and be a Bama fan, right? Because you got to have a Columbus phone number and all this stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with my fandom. How you gonna tell me? This is just a tangent I'm going off on. It's Friday. We freestyle. How you gonna tell me as a Bama fan, right, that I can't be a true Bama fan because I ain't from or I ain't living in Alabama? And Joke, you was born in Florida. Or Louisiana. Or excuse me? You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. Hey, who called you a fake fan? Hit dog gon' holler though. Hit dog gon' holler. I ain't never called you a fake fan. I'm just saying. I get excited about every game. You can't pay me to not be hype about a game or have some type of emotional attachment to a game. And now because of the industry that I'm in, the side of the industry that I work on, I have to find the good balance. I don't even get to enjoy games no more because you want me to tell you why? As soon as something started going wrong with Bama fans, with Bama, guess what happened? My Twitter started blowing. I can't even look at my phone and check the time. Twitter started blowing up. Everybody DMing me like I'm on the sideline calling plays. Listen, go tag Ray in the Discord real quick. Tell him I'm talking about him. We got a member in the community, Ray Parham. If you tap in, if you lurking right now, if you listening in your headphones, or if you waiting till after the live to try to come in the chat and say something in Discord, I'm on your head. Because you got a chance to talk, you talk now, because we about to open the phone lines here in 3 minutes. You got a chance to get on the phone line and cry. and let your voice be heard. Because I ain't reading no more paragraphs. Everybody be tapping in on my stuff, writing these essays and articles in the comment section. We not letting you take up that space no more. We go live. We be live for an hour and a half, 2.5 hours sometimes, 3 hours sometimes. You better get in here and talk your talk. I don't do no more of that hiding behind the keyboard stuff. Get your butt on that phone line. Say what you got to say so I can hear you. Make sure we hear you clear. Don't leave no room for misinterpretation. Anyway, breaking down Alabama versus ULM. Let's get into some basic predictions. Let's talk about some star players, some people that we're going to be looking out for this weekend coming into the Fickle fans. I just seen that banner you had up there, Mary J. My playback is behind over there on YouTube. I just seen Fickle fan. I like that. Fickle fan. Fickle Fairweather fans. That's just so fickle. Anyway, so Alabama versus ULM. I like to look at the rosters, man. First thing I compare, not much name talent on ULM's roster, and that's the first thing that people make a mistake in looking at. I go back and I watch their last 4 to 5 games. I look and see if they have some staff changes. And ULM is always going to be a contender. They were like if you don't get into LSU or some of the power schools around Louisiana, if you don't get into the Tennessees and the Memphis, if you're not those prospects, ULM usually gets these guys. So those are quality prospects coming out of those areas. And they kind of just flood through ULM. And with the portal and the way that things work with NIL now, guys can be on a progressive chart, play 2 years at a power, a non-power 4 program that's going to compete against power 4 programs 2 to 3 times a year. Get on the film 6 times over 2 years, show your growth, quality. You're getting evaluated every time you're on the field, whether you know it or not. Now you get an opportunity. This is a year for ULM where they replaced a lot of explosive pieces to their offense, and their defense is still ULM style defense. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to be able to play the ball in the air. You're not going to be able to just throw the ball around on them. So physicality is a standpoint. Effort, number 1. Physicality, number 2, is a standpoint. Number 3, execution has to be at a high level when going against this team. Do not come into this game, Alabama, half-stepping, thinking that you got time to figure it out. No, it needs to be something. We need to be headed towards our identity by the end of this game. Is this going to be a team offensively that's momentum-wise is led by the run, or are we going to have to pass to run the ball? I think last game we saw that you can run the ball. Let's see if we can run to pass the ball, because the passing game, 23 or 43 is not bad when you don't have interceptions, but to not have at least, averaging 11, 13 yards average per pass, that's not the type of that's not a vertical passing threat or a vertical passing scheme being utilized in its effectiveness. So we talked about the offensive line being on point. I think the offensive line can build from where they were last year. I honestly would love to see personnel change up front. I did this earlier in the week when I was trying to make sure all the rosters were set up for the live game simulation. We'll be doing at noon. But I would love to see some mix up on the offensive line at the tackles position. At least let's mix some bodies up. Jaden Roberts is back. Put him back at his natural position at right tackle. See if he could phase in. I know it's not going to happen, but I would put Jaden Roberts at right tackle just to see how this would flow, especially against a team where ULM, they got some speed up front, some edge rushers that can really get some edge rushes off on you, like some speed rushes off the edge. Let's see if we can get Jaden Roberts some reps there where it can kind of come back to him and he could phase into the Wisconsin game. That's what I would do, because Caden Proctor at left tackle is not fitting for me. And Wilkin Formby, as much as he struggled last year at right tackle, I think the left tackle position will be a lot more fluid for him. Right tackle is probably the harder position to play for if you're talking about tackles. Left tackle is the most important for you right-handed quarterback. Yes, I know. But it's not the hardest. I think the right tackle position is the hardest of the tackle positions. Right? So I would try Jaden Roberts there. We got young guys, Jackson Lloyd, Michael Carroll, these young, oldest Alani, young guys on the offensive line in that rotation that I think need to have an opportunity. And if we're going to see a heavy dose of rotations at each skill position, I think offensive line deserves a test run against ULM once you get some established and you get a direction established as far as identity. And then, of course, D-line, we have no choice but to utilize rotation there with Jeremiah Beeman being out the rest of the season. Tim Keenan out for another 4 weeks, right? 3 to 4 weeks, right? You got a lot of new bodies and new faces going to be worked in. If y'all didn't watch number 90, Landon Simmons last week, he was very effective with his reps. Him, Edric Hill, 94, didn't play his best reps. It was a few hot reps where he showed up. And, maybe 5 or 6 in a row where he didn't. But he showed some sparks. I think effort for the defense at each level fixes all the defense's problems. If you go watch the film, we weren't out of position on a lot of these plays where they just scored and they were moving the ball. We weren't out of position. We were not out of position. Nobody was out of position, even on pre-snap alignment. I get tired of all these film guys, right? And you know what? I tell you who do a good job. I used to call him the Georgia guy. I think they're called the Film Guy Network. I can't remember his name, but he does a good job in talking football terminology. And he tells you why he wouldn't do something, but why he could see why the defensive coordinator would be doing something. All right. You got an athletic team in Alabama. You want to throw some exotic pre-snap looks sometimes. Maybe the alignment looks off, but when you look at where guys end up, all guys have to do is make a play, right? And that's been said across multiple platforms, across experts, people who coached the game at a high level, people who played it, and people you probably don't even know. It's so many. Y'all just don't know, man. I've been to so many different clinics and stuff with offensive quality control analysts where they're the guys giving the coach maybe the name on the clinic. But when you step into the course or you step into that block of instruction to get to have a version of an offense or a scheme explained to you, like the basis of schemes, because that's what happens at clinics. They tell you what you're trying to aim for. Is coaches literally come in there and say, hey, this is the base level of how I started building my scheme. This is what I'm looking for, right? This is what I started with, and this is why we do it this way. Offensive quality control analysts, assistant coordinators, all of that. Those are the guys that really get down into the build up and scheming these things together. And then the offensive coordinator kind of ties it all together. When you sit and through hours and hours of that, you understand why things look the way they look. And so defensively, it took me a while because I was always on the offensive side of the ball. But I learned from my first high school coaching position, my head coach. He was also the offensive play caller my first year there. And I learned from him, like, he would watch more defensive film than he would watch offensive film, right? Because that kind of taught him kind of what defenses were looking for and what their keys and cues was. That way he could scheme up offensively. Okay, if I want the linebacker looking here so that I can open up this space, how do I scheme that up without getting out of the framework of what our offense is available to do? And that's what I look at when I'm evaluating the defense here at Alabama. I see a lot of keys, right? And we talk about eye discipline. This game against ULM, watch how much of a difference it is when guys understand, all right, this is my key, attack my key. No matter where the ball goes at some point, everybody's not supposed to have their eye on the ball. Maybe 1 or 2 guys are key in the ball, but everybody else, everybody else up in that front, that 3 or 4 guys you got outside of those 2 that's supposed to be key in the ball, they're attacking. They're attacking gaps and becoming disruptive. You blow it up and you show. You're ready to initiate contact. So inside linebacker play, interior defensive line play is going to be key and important. The rotational depth there. And I think this is the game where we do need to see our edge rush ability to kind of expose itself, like really, really blossom and take a step forward. Yanzi Pierre, Quay Russo, I would love, and I don't know, maybe we could put this in the chat. Let's put this in the chat. I'm gonna start a poll here. Could Quay Russo I got a question for y'all. With Quay Russo being moved to inside linebacker, would it be a good or bad move for Alabama? Team Eastham, you back? Weirdo. Okay, gotcha, buddy. Let's see. Have fun. Live Center. What's good? All right, TikTok. What y'all got over here? What's up, Coach 30s? Appreciate the 10 gifts, man. I be having to scroll back and forth through these chats, man. Coach 30 Film God Network, the FSU breakdown was crazy. Yeah, they did good. And you would have thought, man, if you go in there watching it and you don't know football, you would think that they was ripping into Bama. But a lot of this stuff, they're attacking the effort. They're attacking the effort. They're not attacking the coaching staff. They're not attacking the coaching staff. And one thing they did say that irks my nerves, and I can't wait for Kalen DeBoer to prove them and all the other people that keep talking about. Why does everybody keep talking about the SEC as if the SEC has just been the most dominant conference over the past 20 years or something? Like, I don't think y'all, every year when the SEC has had a chance to separate, college football continues to show that they're gaining ground on the SEC. College football keeps showing it. They keep showing it that they're gaining ground on the SEC. And they even showing it to the point where you got other conferences coming into the SEC and pulling our best players. Caleb Downs left the the SEC, right? Who else recently left the SEC that's going crazy in the other conference? I mean, you had guys like Peter Woods didn't even want to come play in the SEC. At Clemson, about to be a first-round draft pick. It's way more like conferences that are showing up. Penn State look good this year. Ohio State look elite again this year. Oregon look good again this year. All of the transitions that happen outside, everybody outside the SEC is doing good with their transitions. Maybe college football is caught up to the SEC again. And it happens. It's a cycle. You have 2 or 3 years where everybody looks like they're on the even playing field, then somebody breaks away. Big 12 did it for like 3 years at one point. Shoot, about 8 years at one point. I ain't even gonna lie. SEC did it in the 2000s. The ACC had it for like 4 years. It happens. Coach 30 said bad move. What you mean bad move? You talking about for Quay Rusar? Y'all give me some answers in the chat. We on the TikTok chat. I mean the YouTube chat. Quay Rusar at inside linebacker. What y'all think? Let me see. Let me get some of these comments in the chat. Let me go. Plenty of Waffle House between Tuscaloosa and Monroe. What are you talking about? Wade said 11-1. I'm liking 10. I'm liking 11-1 too. 10-2. I think, but you know what? Because of the Florida State loss and a game like ULM, I'm telling you right now, after this game Saturday, and it's not the final score that counts. It's how we win or how we play this game, right? I'm not going to say how we lose. It's how we win and how we play this game. That's going to tell me a lot about what's to come for the rest of the season with this team. If we see just pure dominance, nastiness, lack of emotions on the sideline in this win, it looked like a business trip. I'm kind of pissed. What's up, King Zeus? Man, what's up? Hey, y'all make sure, listen, y'all remember I was telling y'all about some new partnerships and networking opportunities that we taking advantage of? Just wait. Y'all gonna be hearing his name a lot more. All right, let me scroll down. I think I went up too far. Jay Witt, we're going to bounce back. I think this team has too much talent and we will come out and get it right. 2 weeks to clean things up, then bye week before Athens, we will be fine. I'm right there with you, Jay Witt. And I'm not just talking about it because I'm hopeful. I really think you look at what Kalen DeBoer has been able to do in developing talent with every stop that he's been at. This guy's going to be, we're in good hands. We're in good hands. Until proven otherwise. All right? Until proven otherwise. Linebackers slow to fill the run gaps, lost and killing us. That's a fact. We'll see how they adjust this week. Justin Hill should play. He played some last game, man. He played a lot last game. I would love Quay in the middle. Me too, Jay Witt. A lot of people don't think so. I think he'll be he forget he played that in high school. Bad move. We need that edge pressure. How? He hasn't been as effective off the edge as he was at inside linebacker. Has not been as effective off the edge. As quality of an athlete as he is coming off the edge, you still got guys like Yanzi Pierre that you got coming off the edge. You got Noah Carter in that rotation. You got Justin Hill. All of these guys have more edge-like frames and skill sets to play that wolf position. You got Quay Rusar, who's more physical, can give you the coverage, can run fit, can blitz, and a better tackler. And he's just as fast, lateral quickness and everything is just as good as what you got in the inside linebacker room with Lawson, Nikhil Green, Justin Jefferson. I think he gives you more experience and more quality production than your freshman that you got there, because he is a younger veteran, right? Coming into his third year. He's played a little bit as a true freshman, played a lot as a sophomore last year, now as a junior, right? I would not hesitate putting him in as not as my Mike. Maybe as my Sam, right? My strong side linebacker, my guy that's supposed to be going and blowing up the gaps, filling the gaps. Put him next to Nikhil Green. Put him next to Justin Jefferson. Put him next to Caden Jones, right? And see what type of run efficiency we'll get. And then you got athleticism like that. You force guys to go and, you can't throw across the middle, because now when they're sitting back, these aren't guys that are just going to blow guys up. Quay Rusar in coverage is solid. So I would love it. What up, Hines? Swag here. You think we're going to see more effort out of our guys for the rest of the season? I think lack of effort was our Achilles heel against FSU. What do you think? Hey, I don't think they have a choice but to show effort. We talked about that. I'm about to open the phone line here in 2 minutes, and I'll open the phone line. Y'all give me your thoughts going into the ULM game, what y'all want to see from this team. Let's get some more comments. Sup, Anointed Gaming. That's where Anointed Gaming at. I ain't see him tap in. Where you at? Anointed Gaming, you tapped in. Linebackers were out of position last game on key plays, not all plays. Facts on key plays. Come on now. What up, Chris? Good to see you, man. I be seeing your comments in the post, my post lives. I be liking them. Exactly 100 is how we look. Facts. Bench Lawson, put them youngins in the game. I ain't gonna say bench him. Let's limit him. Let's limit his reps. Let's really allow him a chance to get out there and get his confidence back. I think 12 reps a game, 12 to 15 snaps a game for Lawson right now. The first couple weeks, especially going into the bye week, you get to really evaluate him, see how he's doing with limited reps. He start getting tired, he's not going to be able to give full effort, and he already not 100%. QB Reese is the next guy I want to see in there. Put Justin Hill in there. I think you start with Yanzi at Wolf, and you rotate it, get a heavy dosage. And you got to think when you get into some of these personnel groupings, right? Like the cheetah package, it's a positionless type of formation. So you can have Quay at inside linebacker on one snap, and then you just rotate one defensive lineman out and bring in a guy like, let's say, Kelby Collins. Kelsey, what is it, Kelby? Is it Kelby or Kelsey? Kelsey, right? I think it's Kelby. KC, the transfer from Florida. You bring him in, right? You can put him on your interior, or you can slide it LT Overton to your interior, or you bring Keon Keelan. You could put him at defensive tackle, LT Overton at your nose tackle. You got a Wolf pass rush presence and Yanzi Pierre. You got another edge rush pass rushing presence and Quay Rusar on the other edge playing the biggers. Then you got Nikhil Green at the interior. Then you got another linebacker. Maybe get one of your young guys or Caden Jones. I just don't trust Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson. I've seen enough film from both of them to know exactly what they are and what their skill sets are in the linebacker position. Justin Jefferson, last year, he showed flashes of his ability to get out and tackle in space. This year, he's missed more tackles than he's made. Just think about that. This year so far, Justin Jefferson has missed more tackles than he's made. This is a fifth-year guy. Same thing with Deontay Lawson. You can't continue to gamble with that. Like, if I'm going to get on the coaching, that's what I'm going to get on, the defensive coaching and the rotation. If y'all want to get Coach Smook for criticizing the coaching staff, that's what I've been saying this since last year. Play guys that want to play. 30 more seconds. Let me see some Ivan Taylor. I would love to see Ivan Taylor. Yo, man, way too aggressive on run fits, though. Play action going to take him out of there. Now, if we put Ivan Taylor in a situation where we're like, hey, we send a rover blitz, or we're sending like an overhang spy contain type of assignment out there. Yeah. Definitely want to see Drake Kirkpatrick get some opportunities to play over top. Zay Mincy got caught off leverage a couple times. Not paying attention to formation, like the realignment with Squirrel White beating Dijon Lee. I know it was a robbery call against a 4-wide set, but when you seen that shift, I think automatically and with experience he'll learn. If they widen it a split, that means I need to be, on the outside of my hash or right on in the middle of my hash. Because that ball got to be coming out quick. If they widen in the splits, and then I think the leverage that was called or sent into the defensive backs was off too, because Dijon Lee gave him the outside, thinking had to believe he had over the top help if he gave up the outside release like that to that type of receiver. So it's small things like that got to be cleaned up, and I think we come out of this game. Final score prediction, and we're getting ready to open the phone lines. My score prediction for this game, and I don't even want to do it, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say Alabama. We'll go Alabama 52, ULM 9. No, Alabama 52, ULM 10. Alabama 52, ULM 10. And I think the 10 points comes because they might score early. The fans are not going to like it. And then after that, something clicks for this defense, and they turn into the defense that we expect them to be from that point on. That's my projection. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to leave it like that. Man. That's what be talking. That's what be talking. Get the coaches for doing that. Hold them account. What? Oh my goodness. What are you talking about? 40-10. Wade's World. 42-14. I like it now. Maybe that is why Justin Jefferson didn't get sufficient snaps last season. And you remember, Zach, we talked about this. We kept asking, where's Justin Jefferson? Because same thing. And you know what? Inside linebacker play, I do see a difference in how they're seeing or trying to interpret the play calls. But I don't think the linebackers at Washington didn't play like the linebackers at Alabama. And they weren't near the athletes we got at Alabama. So at some point, I gotta believe in and go with. That's like me showing up. Let's say I got a restaurant business, and then I'm opening the phone lines. I got a restaurant business, right? I do waffles, chicken and waffles. And I've been doing my chicken and waffles a certain way since I've been cooking them in my kitchen. And once I got into a restaurant, I paid for my own building and did it my own way. I cook them a certain way, boom, boom, boom. Let's say, for instance, I get some investors. They build me a whole new restaurant, state-of-the-art facilities, all these new gadgets and stuff. And all of a sudden, I got to find out a new way to cook something that I've been cooking for so long that got me established. And I got to find a new way. It's going to be just as good if I just figure out how to use this equipment the same. That's what we're dealing with right now. So because all these years of me cooking all this good food, now because I'm using some new equipment and some new stuff, I can't cook now. You're not gonna eat my food. You're not gonna mess with me no more because of this one week of bad meals, or this 1 week of overcooked macaroni and cheese, or this 1 week of undercooked chicken. This one batch of bad chicken. You ain't gonna rock with me. That's cool. That's cool. That's why we got overhead investors. That's why we got all these different contingencies set in place and all these different backup plans, because when y'all stop coming, that's why we continue to advertise. That's why we don't save seats. That's why as a fan base, you can't just tell me I've been a fan my whole life and expect. I don't care. You've been a fan longer than I was born. I don't care. You should have more. Let me not get back to it. All right, y'all. Let's get into the phone lines right after this message. If y'all are not a member of the AAA family, join the AAA family by doing such right here. And when we get back from this, we will jump into our phone call segment. So get ready to call in and to the phone line and share your thoughts. We got 45 minutes of the phone call segment. I want y'all to tap in and give me y'all thoughts on this upcoming week game, Alabama versus ULM. Even if you're not a Bama fan, you come in and you call in and talk about Alabama. I want to hear what you got to say here on the Coach Smook Network. But think about joining the AAA family before you do that.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
You talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Go, let's go. I had to go get me a pee. I had to go get me a pee. Them all good. 334-625-1121. Call. Share your thoughts. Somebody asked for the call-in number earlier. It's open now. All right, chat. So, welcome back. Y'all see we had to jump in the red room. I feel like it's Friday. It's about to get real sticky. So we gotta see what's going on. First call on the line. Y'all better know who it is.
Call from Zach Willie. To accept.
Yo, Zach, you in the game? Talk to me, man. Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Zach, my fault. Hold up. Let me make sure.
Coach.
Hold on, Zach.
Hello.
I'm coming. Pause. Hold on, y'all. It's on me. Hold on. I did it wrong again. Hold on, chat. I ain't change it up. I gotta change my audio. All right, Zach, call in again, brother. We should be good now. Oh, 512.
Call from
Swag.
Yo, Swag, you in the game? Talk to me, man.
Hey, Hans, what's going on, man?
What's good, brother? Hey, y'all, let me turn the music on. I gotta give a special applause. Can y'all hear it? Can you hear me, Swag?
I can hear you, man.
Man, hey, time out. Let me give you a special applause, man. This is Swag.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment and take these people down memory lane real quick, man.
Of course.
We met in 2011, bro.
No, I was after that.
2012? When did we get the hood? When did I get the hood?
I got to Fort Hood in 2013.
So you were there, okay? Yeah, because you was part of the young crew. I was getting ready to get up out of there. You only got to be at Hood with me for a year. Oh, you was there the last season after the year I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Swag, can you tell these folks? Can you just give them a little rundown who Hines was back in them Hood days? Come on, man. Like they think I be capping.
Nah, man. Nah, dude, you were like a scheme guru out there at least on flag football field anyway.
It was different, wasn't it? Like they and you remember our receiver Mac? He was from Mobile. And Tony. Yeah, come on. Tony K was my best friend. We grew up in high school together. Yeah, man. See, hey, told y'all, hey, we was different, man. And then I think Swag was out there on the court the day I tore my ACL. Dude cheap shot me going to the lane. You remember that? Yeah, man. Hey, that's crazy, man. I was a young boy then. Look, 22, 23 in my prime. Swag was a youngin' then too, man. He was listen. So in flag football, you had everybody's an eligible receiver. Swag was probably, I think he led the team in receptions the year he came because we had so many different people falling off for different assignments and stuff. So we didn't ever have our full team. And it was so many games, man. That's how we started our offense. First play would be hike it to me, 3 yards, turn around, catch the ball. Nobody ever stopped that play for some reason. Nobody ever watched that play. And we used to go through. But, man, Swag, my boy, man, how you been, man? Good to hear your voice. Chat, I'm sorry. This conversation might go past our normal 5 minutes because this is a little bro right here. We serve together. Glad to hear your voice, man. Welcome to the show. Thank you for supporting, man.
Of course, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm still down here in Texas. I sell hot tubs now.
What? Yeah. Big money. Look, big money. Look, I already know how that go in Texas, man. What part of Texas you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Georgetown.
Man, he right outside Austin, too. I know he making it.
I don't know if you know or not, but I had a kid while I was at Fort Hood. And, of course, me and her mom aren't together no more. You know how that goes.
Swag got a baby? You had a baby while we was at Hood?
I got a 9-year-old, dude. And I got one on the way too in December.
What the man, y'all? This is crazy. This is blowing my mind, man. This is blowing my mind. So I guess you probably getting the same type of feels when you see me on screen with all this hair and all this, facial hair and all. Man. Yeah, it's funny, ain't it?
It was funny because it was like I think it was like last season actually. I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across a short, and I wasn't really paying attention to it very much, but I heard the voice. I was like, that sounds familiar. And then I looked and I was like, is that Hines? I had to go back and look. I was like, dude, that's Hines. Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah. See, listen. See, Bluff, hold on, bro. Bluff, stop talking. I'm about to, moderators, watch this YouTube channel in the chat, all right? Y'all know who it is. Y'all make sure y'all watch him. If he start typing anything about any memories from to Fort Bennett, he get muted. Put him in the corner. I don't care if he is the big brother or not. He got to get put in the corner. 334-625-1129. Get ready to call in about 5 minutes. 3 minutes, bro. Give me about 3 more minutes with this call. But talk to me, man. I don't want to take all our time up going down memory lane. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on Bama Nation, not as just the team, but Bama Nation? I get your reaction from the Florida State game. Then what you think about going into this game? Go ahead and take the floor, bro.
Well, my reaction to the Florida State game is pretty much a big WTF. Not what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen a lot of guys just, not playing with any physicality, no tenacity, no effort, especially at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Like I seen Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson both get their hind ends run flat over.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just not, you're just not used to seeing that from an Alabama linebacker, so it's like, what the heck is going on? And kind of like, I kind of agree with what you said earlier. I don't think it was a scheme issue. I think it was a player's issue. I think it was effort because they were there in position a lot of times and just weren't making tackles and not making plays. And it's just frustrating, not what you're used to seeing, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like if I don't see Alabama absolutely blow the doors off of ULM this weekend, I just don't know what we're gonna do.
I agree with you, man, and I'm not saying when I say blow the doors off, I ain't talking about 77-0. I'm talking about
Yeah.
It can be 35 to 10 as long as the 10 came because okay, 2 field goals, or 3 field goals, or however it got to happen to get 10 points. Let's say they score early, like I feel like they will.
Yeah.
This is ULM. They got talent. They got speed. I feel like they'll score at some point in the game. They'll catch something in this aggressive style of defense that I expect to see, and maybe later in the game after getting that score and seeing some adjustments, right, and seeing some adjustments, you shouldn't see that until later in the game when you're seeing your third and fourth string guys get in. But dominance in this game is just having the just complete wherewithal and knowing what this game looks like. At no point in time should I feel like there should be a struggle for us to do what we want to do. That's what I would say is dominance. Right. And if what we want to do is take the ball 9 times, if we get the ball 9 times on offense and we want to get at least 3 points off of those possessions, and that's what we go in there and accomplish, it's 27-0, then that's a good game because we that's what the game plan was. If we come in and we say we want to put up 63 and we get out there and do that and we give up 12 points in the process, I understand how you can give up 12 points scoring 63 points in the game. So it gotta make sense to win.
Yeah. You know what I really want to see in this game, Hines?
What's that?
I want to see Alabama run the ball at least 30 to 35 times.
100%.
Minimum. And I think we need to figure out who our best back is right now with Jam Miller being out and give him the ball at least 20 times. That's what I want to see. I'm tired of watching us drop back and throw the ball 40 times a game and getting our tails whipped. Tired of it. Makes no sense.
100%, man. Got to get that pressure. I'm ready to see. Ready to see this aggressive nature of defensive play calling that Kane Womack was known for coming into Bama. I feel like that's why Kalen DeBoer went after him. And I guarantee you, it hasn't been said publicly. I think the media is more so trying to focus on blaming Kalen DeBoer. And, that's one thing I continue to criticize the Bama media about, the mainstream media for Bama. They continue to kind of ride the wave of what the fan base feels and what they, instead of getting the stuff that they need to know. Like, hey, Kalen DeBoer, your philosophy in play calling and Ryan Grove's philosophy in play calling, Nick Sheridan's philosophy. I know you all have had this many years of continuity together. How is it coming along with trying to get that the mesh and be the balance that Kane Womack is used to call? Because I feel like Kane Womack's in a gray area right now. I think his style of play calling and what he's used to doing is not what Kalen DeBoer is used to, or is what Kalen DeBoer was demanding, but his scheme fits what Kalen DeBoer wants his defense to be able to do. So I think the pace of play calling on the defensive side needs to change up, and they got to try to go a little bit more aggressive on the defensive side, especially if you're going to rely on the passing game as much as you are. You want to give your offense way more opportunities to get run game in. So be more aggressive on defense. That's like a low level fix when you have as much talent as you do at Alabama.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree, man. I agree.
Oh, Anointed Gaming said this. I'm gonna get your reaction to this, and then we're gonna open up the phone line. Anointed Gaming in the chat said, "I'd rather see Alabama giving up points for being too aggressive."
I agree. I mean, I agree 100%, man.
I'm siren on that one. Hey, Anointed Gaming, I like that one. I mean,
there were times in the FSU game where we had guys, we were dropping 8 in coverage. Like, why are we afraid of FSU throwing the ball? Like,
why didn't we make Castellanos throw the ball 30 times?
Yeah, if we're gonna lose, we lose by making them beat us by throwing the ball, not running it down our throat.
100%.
Dropping 8 in coverage. That's stupid.
100%, man. And I don't think we got beat bad in coverage. I think the 4 big plays that happened, you got to think jet sweep. One of those was a jet sweep that accounted for a lot of his passing yards, and then the one pass where he beat
one go ball. Yeah,
where Squirrel Wright just beat a true freshman. Like you said, and like I believe in the chat, I think Mincy just didn't pay attention to the adjustment or the split, and they didn't understand the assignment on that point. That's an easy fix. If that happens 4 times in the game, I have a problem with Kane Womack. But that only happened once, and they definitely threw them verticals at us multiple times. But Swag, I appreciate you calling in, man. Any last words before I let you off the line, bro? I appreciate you for calling in, man. It's good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Nah, just roll tide, man. We gotta get this shit together. Oh,
You
sorry,
already-
sorry.
Are you good, man? Hey, it's mother Friday, man. You can let it rip a little bit, man. I got the bleep button ready
All
for
right.
my side because you know my mama be watching. I ain't trying to get my whooped, you know what I'm saying? She really be on my head sometimes. She be like, boy, you just be acting a damn fool. I be like, mama, I don't be acting no fool. I just be out there acting up a little bit. You know, I ain't got no home train for it. I be acting up like that. Hey, but nah, man, I appreciate you for tapping in and supporting the Coach Smook Network, bro, for real.
Of course, man.
All right, man. Y'all give it up for my brother Swag, man. That's a little brother for real, man. That man, look, we was in the battles. We was in the trenches together. Listen, I don't know about y'all. If y'all ain't ever played in no intramural leagues ever anywhere in the world, but the military, the Army, and I know the Marines and Air Force take theirs pretty serious too on their joint bases and stuff. Because when I was in different AITs and stuff, you know, or different training, I had to go place to do different trainings and different certifications. I used to always get somewhere right in the middle of either that basketball season, you know, and I'm there for like, you know, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or I get there at the end of their flag football season. I get to go out there. So Fort Hood was one of them situations. I got stationed there, man. We ended up having a squad. Another call on the phone line, man.
Call from Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and AAA family? We ready. We ready. We ready.
ULM.
We ready.
ULM.
We ready.
ULM.
We ready for y'all.
ULM. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, man. Hey, y'all know when Zach come in, it's Friday. He about to hype us up, man. Hopefully y'all ready like Zach ready. Zach, talk to me, man. Predictions. Hey, you look, Zach, you don't get the same grace. You don't get the same grace. You know, you got to be ready for the kickoff show tomorrow. If y'all don't know, we got a segment coming up every Saturday morning. Zach, y'all know how I did the pick'ems last week? Well, Zach is going to be our CSN pick'em, right? Y'all know y'all get Bears picks on ESPN College Game Day. Well, here on Coach Smook Network, you're going to get Zach's picks, all right? When Zach was on point last week. I think the only one you missed, Zach, last week, it wasn't the Georgia Tech one because we both called Georgia Tech to beat Colorado. Who was the one that we missed? It wasn't, and of course, ours. I forget.
It was Alabama, and I didn't. And
Kansas State.
Yeah.
Kansas State. Week zero. That's the only ones you missed that I can remember tracking thus far. So Zach might be on to something, y'all. We might have Zach's picks and get him a prize picks endorsement or something. But Zach, come on, thoughts, man. ULM, your thoughts on the game coming into it, what we got to do to win. Give me a MVP, offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and final score prediction.
Oh yeah. But yes, we gotta fix the defense. We gotta show effort. But overall, I don't think it's the scheme. I think it's just the effort. Now, I got a question, Coach. Do you think Kane Womack is trying to overcomplicate or make things too fancy for our style with how he's calling plays? Not necessarily the scheme, it's just the play calling. Do you think he's trying to be overcomplicated?
I don't know, man. I think at this stage, after being in a scheme for, you're talking about 10 months, right? 10 months. Last year, he talked about how hard it was to call plays because of how simple they had to keep it with getting so many new things learned in a new scheme, right? New philosophy. It could be a little bit of that, trying to put too much because of how fast everybody did the simple stuff in camp from last year. Everybody picking up from where they left off last year. You expect them to be able to just roll everything through. Well, maybe adding too many hand signals, maybe seeing too many adjustments instead of putting guys in place and then say fly. You know, maybe that's where he gets back to, because that's what we saw last year against Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama's defense, even against Michigan, Alabama's defense against Michigan, man, flying around.
Oh,
So I would like to see that. Like, that shouldn't take weeks to build back up to. That should be something that could be returned this weekend.
Right. And I agree. But yeah, and my offensive MVP, I'm gonna go Richard Young this week. We need to see him carry the ball, get 15 carries this week. You know, and I'm trying to think how we can split, you know, the 30 to 35 carries. I'll say Richard Young gets 15, Daniel Hill gets 10, and then the last 10 we split between Kevin Raleigh and Dre Washington or AK Deer, whoever we roll out in the third or fourth position, you know. But yes, and then my defensive MVP, I'm gonna have to go with James Smith, because I know we're gonna have to lean on him a lot more heavy with Jeremiah being out for the season, and then Tim Keenan missing another game. So I think he'll be in position to step up and make plays.
100%, man. And I set the siren out on James Smith because y'all know James Smith, Quay Russaw, go uptown finding some Montgomery products. I'm here in the city of Montgomery, grew up around it. Well, didn't grow up here, family's from here, so I got a lot of ties here. So when I'm in town, got to see a lot of these kids growing up, especially when they were youngest. You know, my cousin, he played a few years ahead of these guys, and I had another cousin that played with James Smith, another young cousin. So a lot of ties just to their families and stuff. And I guarantee you, I signed that siren because we put out an APB for the real James Smith and Quay Russaw. Those two that showed up in Tallahassee last week, that wasn't James Smith and Quay Russaw. Those were the AI clones. Those were the whatever y'all want to say. That's who showed up in Tallahassee. I guarantee you, the rest of this season, and I saw it in Quay's eyes during this interview, and then I'm gonna let you get your final words and get out of here. But I saw it in Quay's, like his countenance in the interview. He didn't look nervous. It wasn't that he don't know how to do interviews. The agitation, what you want to see from these players, and people thought I was taking another shot at you know, fans being fans and saying stupid stuff on social media. But no, I was actually commending the players on not clapping back, because last year you saw Caleb Odom retweeting fans, you know, when they was complaining about plays being called and all this other stuff, and entertaining all the subliminal stuff that was being posted about the coaching staff. But you don't see that from nobody on this team this year. And I like the fact that they quiet them. I like the fact that the media is getting dry answers. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I mean, I don't like it as a media personality, but from a coaching standpoint, I'm going back and I'm seeing all the edits and the clips that's being put out. My players conducting themselves. I know they get PR briefings and all this stuff of what they should talk about and how they should word stuff. But to see the agitation across their faces, that's something that lets me know that something's being said, or something's being heard, or something is being triggered to the point where one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to keep showing up and giving the same product and keep on taking the same drama, and then you're going to tap out, or you feel like you can change the narrative with your actions. So I think this is a change narrative with your actions type weekend, and hopefully, Bama Nation, we really sit back and enjoy it. Don't downplay it because it's ULM.
Right. I'm my score prediction 42-10.
42-10. Zach got Bama 42-10 over ULM. I like that, Zach. Final thoughts, man. Anything else before you get out of here, brother?
Just roll tide to my AAA family. I'll holler at y'all next time, and roll tide,
Roll Tide, Zach. Hey, y'all give it up for Zach in the chat, man. That's my brother, man. Y'all better give it up for the man. Don't forget to tap in tomorrow. We're gonna have a show. We're gonna kick off with our pick'ems. Zach will be joining us for that segment. He'll be giving us the full rundown, all the pick'ems from the and what's crazy is unless he looks at them beforehand, he won't know what the college pick'ems list is unless he looks at it beforehand. So and it's crazy. I'm telling y'all, Zach has had some crazy insight on some of these games. 334-625-1121. The phone line is open again. I say 334-625. The phone line is open once again. But Zach has had some interesting takes and some of the things that's being showcased in some of these games as far as matchups and things to look at compared to what teams looked like last year. And a lot of things that I kind of overlooked just based off of overall persona of the team, meaning the coaches overall persona or his image and how he's coached. A lot of these teams are taking on changes in identity, man, and you got to pay attention to that when you're talking about contrasting styles matching up against. I see Keon Sabb having a good game. Facts anoints the game. And I actually see Keon Sabb possibly getting 2 turnovers this game. I'll be clapping back if I was a player. Can't lie, me too, boy. Especially these folks like Ryan Williams. And I know Ryan Williams can't probably sitting back and watching it. But you know what's crazy? I'm willing to bet a lot of these burner pages, I guarantee you, they either I have a strong feeling that they're like content creators or media personalities on the professional side of things that's scared to say what they really feel through their page. It's kind of like what I do. And I learned there's certain ways to cook a certain meal. Is like you can cook a chicken so many different ways, right? You can fry it, bake it, stew it, however, whatever, right? And there's a time and there's a time and space for every type of chicken to be served, right? And so me, I don't just choose to freaking barbecue it every time and put it out there. And sometimes I can feed you a chicken in the banquet hall, right? For a banquet type event. I can cook chicken like that. I can make fillet some chicken breast and then bread them up with breadcrumbs instead of flour, right? And then fry them that way, or we can bake them, right? Oh yeah, Zach, that was clear. Shout out to the 113 between all platforms, man. We got 46 in the chat on YouTube, 66 in the chat on Twitter. We got some in the chat on Twitch still hanging out. Instagram, I see y'all tapping in. Daywalk, I see you tapping in. TPG, I see you over there. TikTok, I see you. Y'all still tapping that screen over there on TikTok, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Phone line is open, 334-625-1121. Hey, my brother was trying to call in. Let me see. Hold on. I had to drop a comment on that post. And I ain't been on Twitter in a minute. I ain't got enough notifications, so I ain't made nobody mad yet. Well, y'all tap in. We got room for 2 more phone calls. What'd you say, Mary J? 2 more? It's 10 o'clock. 2 more. Don't batter chicken with cornmeal, Coach Smook. Use flour, roll tide. That's why we trying to tell folks, y'all better stop using that cornmeal. Self-rising flour, man. That's what you're supposed to be using. Very light coat. Really want this to get you some buttermilk and an egg. Put it in there first, and put it in the batter. After you done season and put it in the buttermilk and stuff, all that. Put it in the batter. Drop that mug in the skillet. Put it in the skillet. Don't put it in no big pot full of grease. Put it in the skillet. Fry it evenly on both sides. Hello. Come on, man. Y'all can't tell. All right, y'all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and switch back to our back to the office, man. One last time. We got a phone call. I was about to say, boy, you almost missed it.
Hello.
What up, bro? You in the game? Talk to me, Bluff.
What's up, bro? What's going on, man?
Man, you already know, man. Out here grinding, trying to get big time like you, man. What's up, big bro?
We just
Yeah. Love that. Man, let's talk about it because I ain't no Fairweather, Texas fan.
All right, let's talk about it because we in the same boat right now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, can you hear me? Mic check. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, you breaking up a little bit. What you got?
Nah, I say, I ain't no Fairweather, Texas fan. So let's talk.
Your phone breaking up, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. I can hear you now.
All right, cool. This is Arch Manning situation, bro.
Arch Manning.
Yeah, let's do a real assessment. I mean, we really can't do a real assessment on week one because what I'm saying, he really just getting his feet wet. But I feel like he missed a lot. He missed a lot of throws, bro.
And
he missed a lot of throws.
But I'm gonna say it like this, man. Arch won't see an Ohio State secondary again until, oh man, Texas. This is the good thing for Texas. They got UTEP this week, right? Y'all playing against UTEP this week. You get the rebound, you get them some confidence. And then again, after UTEP, your next big game ain't until the rivalry game in Dallas. Like y'all, that's Brett Venables' defense. That's a bye week. You get a bye week before that.
Yeah.
And then what else? I mean, after that, Texas really set up to have a successful year. Talking about secondaries, they're struggling. You got Vanderbilt, they secondary gonna be pretty tough, but Kentucky gonna be a pretty good bounce back momentum game for y'all to continue to build on. By that time, if he's not rolling by that time, after y'all see Vanderbilt and Kentucky, Mississippi State,
y'all
gonna be in trouble, going into Georgia. And I had y'all before the season started, even with a loss to Ohio State, I had y'all going into Athens and getting the win there. So I think he's on the right track. Ohio State, that's a tough feat. Week one in Ohio State. All trolling aside, Archie Manning gonna be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I really believe so. Like I said, like I was telling my homeboy, hey man, we really defensively we got out coached. Matt Patricia is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like he's no joke. You know what I'm saying? He was an NFL defensive coordinator, NFL head coach. So really, Ohio State's defense is what really saved them in that game because, I mean, when you really think about how our defense handled their offense, we really wasn't looking too bad. 100%.
I agree. And I think that was a matter of just two talented rosters and two quality coaching staffs, really playing chess. And like I said, when Arch let that ball go, when that ball hung in the air, I said he must have forgot he playing against Ohio State. That's right. What that was. It wasn't the wrong read. It was just the wrong ball. Like it was and then it was an ugly ball at that. And then the one where he I know everybody get mad at him for that pass he threw behind the receiver coming across the middle. They say he threw it like old buddy from yeah, man. But if you look at it, that's clearly a pass that he's comfortable with throwing. He was in the throwing motion and he made it like stuff like that, man. You're not going to have too many Ohio States that you have to do that against. So I looked at it and I'm looking like, all right, that looked bad against Ohio State, but that's week one. If he does that against Ohio State week one, he has a bottom to build off of. It's not a bad floor to build from. And then if you see Georgia in week 8 or week 9, and he looks just like that against Georgia, now you have a problem. Now you're not a playoff team. Right. Now you're not, because Georgia's defense is going to be able to, at that point in time, they should have something established to where they're going to have seen Alabama by this point. They're going to be in the scene Auburn by this point. So they've been to have two big games where schematically their defense is going to be tried. And I don't see Texas doing anything different than those two dynamics of offenses. So I think Arch and Steve Sarkisian and the offensive staff, I was more surprised at the quality production from the receiving core. They really helped Arch out this game. And then the O-line, like I said, they performed a lot better against that Ohio State front than I expected. And I don't know if that'll last. Right.
I don't know if that'll last. I think Ohio State really played into our hand by not sending as much pressure as they usually would. But if a team sees that left tackle, I think it is your left tackle. If people see if they want to attack, kind of like Alabama, if you want to attack us right now on the offensive line, attack Caden Park, that left tackle.
Yeah. I think the main thing is you don't really send pressure to a quarterback you don't have a lot of tape on.
Right.
Because we know that Arch can use his legs. We know that.
Right.
So if you're gonna do it right, you're gonna make him make the decision versus using his legs, because using his legs is automatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he showed that a little bit, but not as much because he didn't necessarily have to. He had the pocket pretty much all game.
Facts. But yeah, man,
I think we're on the right road.
I think Texas is in a good spot, bro. Just like Alabama, if you're going to lose if you're going to lose opening week, let it be the non-conference opponent that's in a admirable conference. Don't let it be a Pac-12 loss. Don't let it be you get what I'm saying? Don't let it be a non-Power 4 loss. People can say what they want. Florida State gonna be number 2 or number 3 in their doggone conference. They're gonna be competing for their conference championship. Ohio State gonna be in the playoffs again. Like this, these are losses that, as much as I hate to say it, perfect loss. You lose week 1 to somebody that's not gonna. Alabama and Texas could still play for the SEC championship, and both of them, if they win out like they have the potential to, they can lose. One of them could lose in the SEC championship and still say, "Hey, my only loss is against another ranked opponent." Like that's what's in front of them.
We got a 12 team. You know what I'm saying? We got a 12 team playoff this year. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Another thing, two more things. One thing is the rankings. Do you think the rankings were fair in pushing Texas down to 7 when losing to a number 3 team? And then do you feel like the rankings 1 through 10 are accurate, like really, really accurate? Do you think it's fair?
All right, so I did my own AP top 25 updated, right? And what's crazy is I had Alabama at 24. Just being honest. Yeah, I was that serious because of the way we lost. It wasn't because of who we lost to, it was the way we lost. You go in as I think we was a 12.5 point favorite in that game, and you lose by 14, I believe. We lost by 31-17, I believe that game was, right? Chat, if I'm not mistaken, 31-17. And as rightfully so, Florida State gets right up in there. They automatically put themselves in contention for their conference because of what the SEC and the ACC did last year. So I like how Florida State came up. I didn't have them at 14, but I definitely had them in the top 25. Like I think I had them at 19 or 18 or something like that. But I had Alabama at 24. I think Tennessee got disrespected. I think the way they played and opened up the season against Syracuse definitely afforded them an opportunity to be, number 10, number 12, somewhere around there. But the top 10, let's talk about it. You said Ohio State, they moved up to 1, rightfully so. Should have been number 1 defending national champs, right? Penn State, I'm buying the Penn State. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now. Their defensive front looks good. LSU, I'm not mad at that. Georgia, I'm not mad at that. You're talking about former SEC champion, playoff berth. I think LSU might be getting a little bit too much love right now. They just going based off of Nussmeier being their quarterback. Miami is another team I think getting too much love. Oregon should have been above both LSU and Miami. Texas, you got to think, man, you lost opening weekend, and all these other teams that literally was separate. Y'all was separated by 2 votes coming into the season as far as your placement. Won their home games, and not just won their openers. They won big. They handle business.
Well,
so
I would say this to that though. You can't punish a team. I mean, you can because they gonna do what they gonna do. But you can't punish a team because you hyped up a quarterback because of his last name.
Hey.
Now, had this been, any other quarterback that was a 4-star recruit coming out of any Texas team or whatever or Louisiana team, it don't matter. Any 4-star recruit or 5-star recruit coming out of any other school, they would have never hyped up their name like that. Because the first thing you hear is not Arch, it's Manning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a whole lot of people hype up the name versus what they saw last year. Because really, he only had 2 starts last year and didn't have too many plays in other games, not unless we was blowing people out.
So
you don't have a lot of tape on him.
I'm gonna talk to you from the non-fan side of it, right? Because you talking from the fan side of it. I'm looking at it like this: Ohio State, Texas, they lose the same amount of players on each side of the ball as far as production starters to the draft, all of that. They were the 2 teams had the most players drafted in the draft this past year, right?
12 and 14.
They lose the same amount of production on each side. They both got brand new starting quarterbacks. They're both replacing weapons at the wide receiver room. We're returning young wide receiver talent that went off last year. So a lot of the same makeup, right? You had a more even playing field than most assume you would to go in and to lose or to get handled the way you did. I think they looked at that game as far as Ohio State winning it the way they did as the fact that they had Julian Sayin, who had literally no experience, right? They looking at how efficient he was, how that Arch had the experience, the offensive line, the experience, defensive front, all the snaps coming back on defense. Same thing with Ohio State. I think what happens in that game is you just literally you measure up the teams and how the game got played out, and you don't factor in any names or anything. You're looking at what's on paper, and on paper, if you look at how Ohio State won that game and how they beat Texas, they showed that Texas can't run the ball. I mean, Texas can't pass the ball. The run game was the most effectiveness. Ohio State defense limited your run game after a few explosives. Like, that's where I think they starting to look at it. And they looking at how Georgia played against the run game against a Marshall opponent. They looking at how Penn State played against the run. I think that's where the rankings came in at. It was overall production in the first week. And Texas didn't hit some key numbers that brought them into the preseason rankings, ranking as high as they was. They had some of the best offensive efficiency. They had some of the best defensive efficiency from a year ago, which allowed them to be top 1, top 2, top 3 in a lot of people's votes. So that's the unbiased part of it.
Yeah, for sure. To be honest, I think 7 too low. I seriously think we should be realistically 5. And because most Texas fans be like, okay, we lost to this number 3 team, so we should just switch. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But that's not the case. I think 5 would have been cool, but 7 means chip on the shoulder. You feel me? So I love that.
And why you think I love 21 for Bama? I love 21 because guess what? Everything in front of us, man. You got to think. I'm looking at the rankings right now. We Alabama, right? Our first conference game is against the currently number 4 ranked team in the country. We go at they stadium and win that one. We go from 21 to maybe 10, right? 21 to maybe 10. Yep. And then the next opponent that we see is Tennessee, right? Tennessee is the next. I think the next conference after Tennessee is after Georgia. I think that's Vanderbilt. We got Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt is messing around getting top 25 votes already, and they win. They not in the top 25, but they getting votes. We got South Carolina on the schedule. They're currently number 10. We got how many ranked opponents on our schedule right now? LSU is on our schedule. Georgia's on our schedule. South Carolina is on our schedule. Oklahoma's on our schedule. Tennessee is on our schedule. That's 5 ranked teams right now that Alabama got to see, and we're not the top ranked team. So now we get to go in there, like you said, with the chip on our shoulder. There's nothing. There's no pressure. We get to be the team that creates the upsets. It's like finally we get something to play for outside of Auburn's getting top 25 votes. They're on our schedule. And that's a team that could win the next 2 games and get in the top 25 just for being 3-0. So when you think about it, it's like the perfect setup to lose against a formidable team like Ohio State week 1. Let them.
And it was only 14-7, bro. We didn't get blow. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get blew out. And our defense really saved us, you know what I'm saying? It was only 14-7. So let's you know what I'm saying?
That's why I keep trying to say the way the game was handled. The way the game that was handled, I think that's why they get to that ranking. But Bro, you know what we got to do, man. I appreciate you for calling in. Last thought before we let you off the line.
Hey, man. Hey, remember God first and everything, y'all.
You already know. Authenticity above all. Keep God first.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Love you, boy.
I love you too, man. Y'all give it up for my brother Bluff, man. If y'all didn't know, he's part owner. He owns a percentage of Coach Smook Network. It's my first partner. He been my first business partner on every endeavor I ever did, man. So I know y'all don't see his name a lot. Y'all don't hear him a lot because he don't need to be out front. I know somebody got my back. Who if ain't nobody got my back, that brother got my back. And a lot more of y'all too, but I know that one for sure. We done been in the trenches. I'm glad he ain't try to say nothing about it before Benny. There was some days, boy. Them was some days, boy. All right, chat. All right, we at our 2 hour and 22 minute mark. We don't want to go past 2.5 hours. So I appreciate y'all for being here today. Again, I was about to take y'all out with how to join the AAA family. I know a lot of people have been asking how to join the AAA family, but I did see a notification come through, and I want to make sure I seen it right. I was reading right, or was I tripping? I know I wasn't tripping. Let me make sure. Uh-oh, I'm about to get me a new Venmo card. Y'all put that Bama logo on that mug. Uh-oh. All right, check this out. Will Starworth just sent a $20. Hey, Mary J, I gotta put some horns on this one. We ain't had one of these in a minute. That's why I had to make sure I wasn't tripping that a bill wasn't coming out. I usually get notifications for bills through this one. You know, we got subscriptions and stuff through the network, PayPal and all that stuff, and the Venmo. So that's usually the only notifications we get for those accounts. But hey, sound the horn, man. Shout out to my guy Will Starworth for jumping in with a $20 dono to the Coach Smook Network Venmo direct dono. Appreciate you, my guy. Y'all give it up for him in the chat. Give it up for him, man. Give it up for him one more time. Give it up for him, man. Appreciate you, my guy Will. His name is Will_Deal on YouTube/Discord. So Will Deal, if you in the chat, man, comment so we can put your name and your face on the screen, man. Show you some love. Mary J, that's WILL_DEAL. Will Deal in the chat. And the comment he left with, if you don't mind me reading it. Uh-oh, let me see. What it say? Oh, I can't see. He said, you and the content, appreciate you and the content you bring. Tapping in your Saturday morning show tomorrow. Okay. Uh-oh. Hey, and y'all don't forget, we got a late game tomorrow, so I will be doing the morning kickoff show. And we are trying to make some adjustments to our on campus with Coach Smook presence tomorrow because it's a late game. We don't want to get there too early and be burnt out because we might go and we might have to leave it like the second quarter to get back to home base so we could do the post-game call-in show. Like, that's a huge part of what this content is. So the post-game call-in will be active, whether we have to do it late, 11:30, whatever. I know last time after a Bama game, we didn't start it till later and people still ran the numbers up. So as y'all continue to enjoy this content, continue to like and share. But if you really enjoying the content and you want to continue to support, not just with direct donations, but you want to continue to support monthly, join the AAA family, man. It's an easy way to become a member of this YouTube channel and support the Coach Smook Network. It's I think right now the membership is $2.99, correct? If I'm not mistaken, it's $2.99. We have two different memberships. You got VIP and $2.99. We got new VIP, so that means I think we added one new VIP. So next month, September, not this month, so October, we'll be shipping out the Coach Smook Network stickers for all our VIP members. Anytime you become a VIP member, that first month that you're a VIP member, you'll get the Coach Smook Network logo sticker, and that's on our merch website. If y'all really want to go check it out and see what it looks like, type in !merch in the chat and it'll pop up in the YouTube chat or the TikTok chat, not TikTok, YouTube, Kick, and Facebook. If you type it in those chats, ! merch. It don't matter if you type it all caps, lowercase, it don't matter. That link will pop up and then you'll be able to tap in and get the merch right here. And I'm gonna share the screen with you, Jackson. I appreciate you for tapping in, bro. I seen y'all boys live last night. I got in right as y'all was ending the phone call segment. Good stuff, my boys. Alabama Voice of College Football. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all go subscribe over there too. That's where we do all of our informative coverage. We over there on Mondays and Tuesdays for the most part. Sometimes we'll tap in on Thursdays. This week we missed our Tuesday show because your boy was fighting off the heebie-jeebies, tried to take me out. But we had to stand strong. But y'all see all the new merch, man. Got all the new lineup. Zip hoodie right here, black and gray. Excuse me, with the red logo. We got the Put Me in the Game hoodies. Got them ready to play t-shirts, all the good stuff. Well, it's actually crimson. I think the ladies gonna love this one. I don't think this is too much of a fella shirt, but it is a nice shirt. I'm gonna get me one. And then you can actually customize the shirt on the back. You can put your name on the back. We got gray and white in these shirts right now. So make sure y'all go check out the merch, man. It's a lot of merch added up there. We got socks in that mug. Authenticity above all. Socks right there with the AAA logo. Got the QR shirts. Go subscribe. All the cups, the hoodies. Make sure the CSN AAA hoodies, right? Make sure y'all check out the sizes and the colors that's available. All right. A lot of distributors are cutting back on their white. And a lot of stuff we do white based hoodies and stuff we was trying to get done. Can't order them right now because I don't know, the white material is not available in bulk. The quarter zips though, I'm getting me one of these white quarter zips this year. For everybody that's on the Coach Smook Network squad, man, and you're part of the team, this white quarter zip gonna be a lifesaver. It's literally a simple little Coach Smook Network logo. Looks kind of professional and clean. T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, all that good jive. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the merch, man. I get amazed every time. I never saw myself doing merch and people actually want it. Am I going live for the game again? It depends on where I'm at, man. If I'm in T-Town, I might because I'll be on the balcony next to the stadium. So I might do it, depending on the crowd that I'm around too. Then again, if I'm there early enough, I can get to Buffalo Fields. And I would like to meet up with a lot of people at Buffalo Fields. Or, glad you said something, Mike Jones. If you're going to be at T-Town, I might have a plan for us by the end of the day. Let me hurry up and get off this live. We got 15 seconds. All right. And shout out to all of our sponsors, everybody that supports the Coach Smook Network. You should see your name scrolling at the bottom. We appreciate you for everything that you do supporting the Coach Smook Network. Make sure y'all drop a like on your way out. If you're just tapping in or if you're just coming in, drop your like and hit that thumbs up. Make sure we get to our goal of 50. And to end our poll, Quay Rabu moving to inside linebacker. 76% of y'all say that's a good idea. And 34% of y'all saying, nah, we ain't feeling that. Y'all want him on the edge because y'all think he's only an edge rusher. But remember what my boy played at coming out of high school. He was instinctively an inside linebacker. And that was a great asset to get out the quarterback. I think it's time we test him back in the inside linebacker room. Bring some physicality back and some athleticism. Some pride to the inside linebacker room at the Coach Smook Network. I mean, at the University of Alabama. And last but not least, our super chats on today, man. We had, let me see. We had 4 Snoop super chats. I keep saying Snoop. We had 4 super chats, only 2 that really mattered, which was from Urban Essence. My sister, she said no sneak dissing, hashtag no sneak dissing with the $10 super chat. And then Mary J came back with the $20 super chat, said, just feeding the troll 100%. And then the troll came in with $4 worth of super chats. Appreciate you for your little contributions. You could have kept that and put it at your other chat where they accept all that whining and complaining and bull crap trolling. All right, but other than that, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And again, if you're not a member of the AAA family, this is how you become a member one. And remember, when you see him in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Think about joining the AAA family by doing such.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.